Welcome to Understanding by Design, the 3 stages of backward design based on the books of the same name by educators Grant Wiggins and McTighe. My name is Leslie Marsh. I'm currently pursuing a master's in instructional design for digital learning at Wright State University. In this series of videos, I'll show you how to use the 3 stages of the Understanding by Design template to build an instructional unit. Unlike most traditional planning that is based on working through materials such as a textbook, Understanding by Design starts with the end in mind, what you want your students to understand, know, and be able to do after taking your course. The UVD Template is a detailed guide to help you identify essential elements that will provide your students with a meaningful learning experience. This video will give you an overview of Stage 1 in the Understanding by Design template, as well as some resources for identifying standards and competencies for learning. In this stage, you'll answer the questions, what am I teaching and why? What do I want the students to know and be able to do when they leave my class, and why is it important? Let's get started on Stage 1 of the UVD template. Stage 1, Identify Desired Learning Outcomes. This stage is all about identifying the parameters of your course and unit, which is a subsection of the course. But specifically, this is where you begin with the end in mind, clarifying the desired outcomes of your students' participation in this unit. In the course and unit summary, you'll begin by filling in all the details you know about the course and the unit you're preparing to teach, including the course title, time frame. This is the length of the class period and the day or days it will be held. And you'll fill in the details of the organization or school for which this course is being prepared, the textbook for the class, and any online materials or resources you will use. These items can be revised, if needed, as you dig deeper into the plan in Stage 2 or 3. Any information that does not pertain or that you do not know can be left blank until it's needed or known. Under the unit time frame, include how many class periods or hours you're dedicating to that unit. Decide where the unit, a subsection of the course, will fit into the course schedule. Include how you expect to deliver the class, face-to-face, blended, which is both online and in-person, strictly online, or any other method. Under course design, fill in your motivation for developing this course, the time frame for teaching, dates or semesters you'd expect to deliver the course, and your own level of expertise on the subject. In the unit summary, write out a short description of the unit as though you're briefly describing to a friend what the unit is about. This is not the entire course, just the portion that the unit covers and where it fits into the course. Under that, briefly summarize the unit's big idea. Why should your students want to participate in this unit? What are they going to get out of it that they can use later on down the line? Why should it make a difference to them? Standards and competencies. For your reference, add the information about the organizations on whose competencies or standards you're planning to base your unit. This can help you or a colleague find them later on if needed. But hold on, what are standards and competencies? And where can you find them? A quick internet search for learning standards, education standards, or instructional design standards brings you to options like these. The Department of Education in your state should list learning standards for K-12 students in multiple subjects, like this one for the state of Ohio. The Council for the Advancement of Standards in Higher Education has helpful standards for college-level classes, including student learning and development outcomes. For standards in the business sector, the International Board of Standards for Training, Performance, and Instruction has competency sets for instructors, designers, training managers, and online learners, some for free and others for purchase. Instructing students in a second language has special competencies and standards beyond the mainstream standards for K-12 or higher education. TESOL International provides standards to support acquisition of English for students in each of those situations, as well as for the instructors themselves. Now let's see how to use them in the UVD template. Identify which standards or competencies are addressed by the content of the unit you're planning. You'll match these up with the skills, knowledge, understandings, and meanings that you want your students to gain through participation in this unit and be able to transfer to other classes in real-life application. Give each one a separate, unique code. You'll enter these codes in the next few sections of the template to ensure you're achieving each planned competency. Transfer. Once students leave your class, what do you want them to be able to do with what they've learned from you? The purpose of this unit is to equip your students with tools for the future. What do you want them to be able to do on their own in any new situation with what they've learned? State here what you would like your students to transfer out of your classroom into real life because they participated in this unit. Give each transfer goal a separate code, T1, T2, etc. State the goal and list the competency codes that match the transfer goal next to it in the right-hand column. The template has space for 5 goals, but you can have fewer or add more. Meaning. Students may learn skills or facts, but real learning comes when students go beyond regurgitation or mimicry to make meaning of it all. In this section, list the essential questions and understandings that lie behind what your students are learning, and match them with the competency codes they address. It may be useful to address the understanding section before trying to create the questions that your students should be considering. Essential questions. Essential questions aren't just about learning facts. They're the eternal questions that frame inquiry into deeper meaning. Ideally, they are questions that mean something in a student's real life, helping them make connections and gain personal insight into the subject. State the essential questions that your unit addresses and add the codes for the competency or standard that pertains to each question in the right-hand column. Don't go overboard. This is just for the unit, not for the entire course. Understandings. What are the insights you'd like students to come away with? This could be conclusions or inferences they may draw after learning facts. For skills, students may need to gain insight into strategies or the intrinsic value of the skill they are honing in order to understand how it is applicable in many situations and why it is important to do it well. Write out your understandings in this section. Remember to list the matching competency codes in the right-hand column. Acquisition. Students will need to acquire skills and knowledge in your class, but they're best gained in the process of addressing essential questions and gaining understandings. What skills or facts do you want your students to learn during this unit? This should include soft skills, such as interacting professionally with colleagues, persisting in the face of difficulty, thinking outside the box, and accepting failure and risk as part of personal growth. Remember to focus on the specific knowledge and skills students will learn and perfect in this unit. Knowledge. What facts or concepts do you want your students to know and recall upon completion of this unit? List your knowledge objectives here. Match each line with the relevant competency codes in the right-hand column. Skills. Specific skills and processes, such as how to receive, write, and send an email using an email program, how to wire a circuit, or how to pack a shipment, should be listed in this section. Match the relevant competency codes to each of the skills or processes. This will ensure that what your students are learning and doing is relevant to the overall purpose and goal of this unit, and is applicable to more than just one specific course. Thanks for watching. Learn more about the other 2 stages of the Understanding by Design template by watching my other videos, Understanding by Design Stage 2 and Understanding by Design Stage 3.